This is the OTB Network.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Horses and Courses, brought to you by Parting Glass Racing. I'm Jean Wood. We have had a terrific weekend of stakes racing action. We've had a couple of preps in the Triple Crown Trail. We've had a couple of very interesting performances from 3-year-olds and some nice older horses in action as well. We will start things out at Gulfstream Park, where on Saturday the stakes feature for older horses at 1 3/16 was the Skip Away.
And they're all in line. They're racing in the Skip Away. Gabriel's Hill off slowly. It's El Duffer right out to the front. Cristiano is away running in second. Winged Lion, Secret Getaway next. And then Arson Squad and Helsinki guided to the rails. 6 off the lead. It's another 6 or 7 back to Gabriel's Hill, who's far out of it early as El Duffer and Cristiano lead the way into the first turn. El Duffer on top, 3/4 of length. Cristiano to the outside second. They go by the opening quarter in 23 3. And down on the inside comes Winged Lion third. Then Secret Getaway fourth on the outside, 2.5 lengths off the lead, followed by Arson Squad. Helsinki's got 4.5 to make up, and a little bit closer is Gabriel's Hill, who's now only 7 off the lead. On to the backstretch in the Skip Away. And it's El Duffer on the inside, going at it with Winged Lie now. There goes Secret Getaway outside of Cristiano. Arson Squad is down on the rail, 2 lengths off the lead after a half mile that was in 48 2/5 seconds. And on the far outside, gaining a bit of ground now is Gabriel's Hill. Helsinki is trailing a compact group, 3 lengths separate them all. El Duffer past the half-mile pole in front. Winged Lie alongside second. Secret Getaway now being pushed along for more. Arson Squad is on the rail. Gabriel's Hill right next to him. Helsinki and Cristiano. Around the far turn, Winged Lie has taken the lead. It's now Winged Lie on top as they come toward the quarter pole. Secret Getaway is second now. And Gabriel's Hill moves up on the far outside. Arson Squad saves all the ground, and there's room at the rail for him now, and here he comes. Arson Squad up the fence, takes the lead, and takes off at the 8th pole. It's Arson Squad in front. And then it's Winged Lie, Gabriel's Hill, and Helsinki, but a dream trip up the rail, and a victory in the Skip Away for Arson Squad. And Paco Lopez, they draw clear by 4. Winged Lie was second. It's tight for third between Helsinki and Gabriel's Hill.
Arson Squad scoring the victory, 3 3/4 lengths the better of Winged Lie, with Helsinki back in the third spot. A nice effort by Arson Squad, who has run a couple of good races to hit the board this year without quite getting through. He did finish second in the Challenger last time out at Tampa Bay, setting him up for this solid effort. The winner, Arson Squad, a dark bay or brown gelded son of Brahms from Majestic Fire by Green Dancer, was bred in Pennsylvania by E&D Enterprises, owned by the JMS stable, trained by Richard Dutrow Jr., and ridden to victory by Paco Lopez. Arson Squad covers the 1 3/16 in 155.65. We'll head next to Oaklawn Park in a pair of stakes races going back first to Friday, and the running of the Fantasy for 3-year-old fillies.
And they're off in the 38th Fantasy Stakes. And taking the lead right away is Title Pool and Calvin Burrell. As All Due Respect moves back to second. No Such Word is third. And Blind Luck already 5 lengths off the lead as they head for the turn. Calvin Burrell snatches the lead with Title Pool. Garrett Gomez settles into second with All Due Respect. No Such Word is running third at her flanks. And then it's a gap of 2 lengths to Blind Luck. The opening quarter in 24 seconds. Title Pool showing the way. All Due Respect to second. No Such Word is staying right outside of her in third. Blind Luck is settled in 4 lengths back in fourth. As the field for the Fantasy continues down the backstretch. And Title Pool trying to use her speed to all of her advantage here today as she takes this lead over All Due Respect and No Such Word through a half in 47 4. Title Pool galloping along on the lead at the rail. All Due Respect right there in second. No Such Word inching up in third. Blind Luck still 4 lengths back as the real running starts to begin now. They go to that final turn. Title Pool leading away. All Due Respect right up alongside of her in second. No Such Word is third. Blind Luck lays the body down now. Past 3/4. 1:11 and 3. Here they come into the stretch of the Fantasy. Title Pool has the lead. No Such Word to the outside. Here comes Blind Luck from well back. And the leader is Title Pool. No Such Word is second. Blind Luck coming on in third. A furlong to go. And Title Pool brilliantly on the front end. Blind Luck is going to have to come get her. It's Title Pool and Calvin. Blind Luck and Raphael. They're together, heads apart. Blind Luck full run, and she's going to go get him. It's Blind Luck winning the Fantasy by 3. Title Pool second. No Such Word was third. And All Due Respect pulled up fourth.
Blind Luck in from California to score the victory, going away by 2.5 lengths over Title Pool with No Such Word back in the third spot. The winner, Blind Luck, had been a very close-up third behind Crisp in the Santa Anita Oaks after having won the Las Virgenes 2 races back. So obviously one of the clear leaders in her division. She is 6 for 9 lifetime and now trying the main track, trying traditional dirt for the first time, and not a problem for Blind Luck. The winner, Blind Luck, is a chestnut filly, a daughter of Pollard's Vision from Lucky One by Best of Luck, bred in Kentucky by Fairlawn Farm, owned by Mark DiDomenico, John Carver, Peter Abruzzo, and Jerry Hollendorfer, trained by Jerry Hollendorfer and ridden to victory by Rafael Bejarano. Blind Luck covers the mile in his 16th in 142.56. Next up, Oaklawn Saturday Stakes race, the Oaklawn Handicap for older horses.
And they're off in the Oaklawn Handicap. And Jonesboro bounds out there quickly to take command. Follow the leader, goes right out there with him. And the outside is Dakota Phone. Down along the rail, Duke of Mischief, followed by Prom Shoes. The 3 lengths back to Win Willie. Delightful Kiss as well back as they go by the grandstand the first time. Dakota Phone takes a short lead on Jonesboro. Along the inside, that is Duke of Mischief running third, 1.5 lengths. Follow the leader running fourth by 2. Prom Shoes is fifth. Then it's a gap of about 5 to Win Willie. And the trailer is Delightful Kiss. The opening quarter was raced in 23 seconds. They head to the backstretch now in the Oaklawn Handicap. At the rail is Jonesboro alongside Dakota Phone. It's 3.5 lengths further back then to Duke of Mischief. To his outside is Follow the Leader. Prom Shoes is right there in fifth. Another 5 lengths back to Win Willie. And another 5 to Delightful Kiss as they continue their way down the backstretch. The half in 47 seconds. Now Jonesboro has taken a 1 length lead over Dakota Phone. Moving up on the outside, Duke of Mischief into third. Prom Shoes has taken over fourth now. Follow the leader drops back 3 and 5th. Win Willie trying to move up as they head to the final turn. With the lead along the inside is Jonesboro. Dakota Phone is still second. Duke of Mischief is third. Prom Shoes running fourth. They get past 3/4 in 1 minute, 11 and 1/5 seconds. And here they come into the stretch of the Oaklawn Handicap, and it's Duke of Mischief, who quickly bounds out there to take command. Dakota Phone is second. Jonesboro is third. Prom Shoes running fourth as they turn for home. Duke of Mischief has the lead. On the outside is Prom Shoes. Looking for running room is Win Willie, but he doesn't have any now. The leader is Duke of Mischief, and he has just run off with this one, leading it by about 6 lengths. Win Willie drives through between horses, but it's too late. Duke of Mischief got the jump on the field, and Duke of Mischief will win the Oaklawn Handicap by 3.5. Win Willie closes strongly to be second. Jonesboro third, and Delightful Kiss got up for fourth.
Duke of Mischief in from Florida, 2 back. He won the off the turf Fort Lauderdale, headed into the Don Handicap, looking like he was in pretty sharp form. He was up the track that afternoon behind Quality Road, but here gets a little bit of class relief. Maybe a little bit of a bounce effort was an excuse last time out, as that was second time back off of the layoff. Here, Duke of Mischief scores nicely from just off the pace. A perfect stalking trip under Ibar Koa to draw clear 2.5 the better of hometown favorite Win Willie, who is a real serious horse for course, off a win in the Razorback last time out. Jonesboro, who generally gets to the lead in the early going, was actually out sprinted by Dakota Phone, but was able to wrestle the lead from that one when he began to tire. Jonesboro holds on for third. The winner, Duke of Mischief, is Chestnut Son of Graham Hall from My Lady Amelia by Real Courage. Bred in Florida by Marilyn McMaster, owned by Alex and Joanne Leblong. Marilyn McMaster and David Fox, trained by David Fox and ridden to victory by Ibar Koa. Duke of Mischief covers the 9 furlongs in 149.14. We'll head to Illinois next. Hawthorne Park, the home of Saturday's running of the Grade 3 Illinois Derby.
They're off. You want to twist out for the lead towards the inside. American Lion moves up. Between those two is Boulder Creek. They go to the finish wire for the first time. They've got a mile to run in the race, and American Lion now takes the lead. You want to twist racing second. Boulder Creek is third. Turf Melody skimming the rail fourth. Back Talk got away fifth. Stevens Got Hope in tight quarters down along the rail in sixth. And seventh is Dave and Dixie, and the early trailer is Game Ball. They race on to the Hawthorne backstretch, a little more than 6 furlongs to go. American Lion leads the way. You want to twist right there, tracking the leader second. Turf Melody right there along the rail third. The gray Boulder Creek is fourth, only 2 lengths behind the leader. Then on the outside, it's Back Talk. To his inside, Stevens Got Hope. 2 more back to Dave and Dixie, and Game Ball starts to move from the back of the pack. And Game Ball's about 7.5 from the leader with 4.5 furlongs to run. American Lion holding firm. You Want to Twist has been tracking every step of the way. Boulder Creek out there third. Turf Melody still on the rail fourth. Back Talk is fifth, 6 lengths behind the leader. And then it's Stevens Got Hope, Dave and Dixie, and Game Ball. They come to the top of the stretch for the Illinois Derby. American Lion along the inside. You Want to Twist moves right alongside these two out in even terms and 5 lengths in front of Back Talk, railing 3 wide third. Heads are turned for home in the 2010 Illinois Derby. You Want to Twist on the outside. American Lion digging down for more down along the rail. 5 more back to Back Talk. In 4th position comes Turf Melody inside the final furlong. American Lion comes back to reclaim the lead. You Want to Twist racing second, but it will be American Lion, David Flores, to win the 2010 Illinois Derby at Hawthorne. You Want to Twist was second, Back Talk third, Turf Melody fourth, and Dave and Dixie was fifth.
Not sure if it was the first dirt or the class relief, but American Lion breaks through with his first victory of the year. He had won the Hollywood Preview last year. They skipped the Cash Call Futurity and decided to go with a couple of the early races over the winter time. He proved that he was not quite up to the level of some of the better horses in Southern California. Here was able to get to the front with relative ease, never looked back. He was headed at the top of the stretch, but was able to put away his rival You Want to Twist by 2 3/4 lengths. It was 11 lengths back to Back Talk, coming in out of a win at Delta Downs last time out. The winner, American Lion, is a 3-year-old bay son of Tisnow from Storm Tide by Storm Cat. Bred in Kentucky by Windstar Farm and Dr. William Lockridge, owned by Windstar, one of a number of horses they have heading into Louisville at this time. Trained by Owen Hardy, American Lion covers the mile and a furlong in 151.31. We'll head to Kentucky next as Keeneland opens up their spring meeting on Friday afternoon with the Transylvania.
And they're off in the Transylvania Stakes. Strike the Tiger broke alertly, comes right out for the lead. Macias is there up on the outside. Now these two come to the front side by side to contest the early pace. They open up by 1.5 lengths heading into the first turn to Celtic New Year, third between horses. Alpha Robbie, the gray, is fourth up on the far outside. Nordic Truce hard held in fifth down toward the rail. Then a gap of 3 more lengths back to Guy's Reward, and another 5 lengths back of that one to King Ledley, who's last in the early going. Here's Macias from the outside, up to take the lead by just a neck, heading onto the back stretch. Strike the Tiger goes second by 3 lengths. Celtic New Year and Alpha Robbie side by side just to the outside of Nordic Truce, who's against the rail in fifth, running 3.5 lengths off the lead. Then a break of nearly 6 more back to Guy's Reward, and another 7 back of that one to King Ledley in last. 22 3/5 seconds for the opening quarter, 45 4 for the opening half mile. Strike the Tiger has the lead by a head. Macias second on the outside. Alpha Robbie moves into contention third up on the extreme outside into the far turn. Nordic Truce looks for an opening fourth down toward the rail. Celtic New Year is fifth. Guy's Reward sixth, and King Ledley seventh and last. Midway on the far turn, Strike the Tiger leading Macias by a neck, just over a 1/4 mile to come. Then Alpha Robbie, Nordic Truce back toward the inside. Guy's Reward 5 lengths off the lead as they turn for home, and Strike the Tiger still chased by Macias. Strike Strike the Tiger a half length. Macias, Nordic Truce now getting untracked from third. Alpha Robbie, then Guy's Reward on the grandstand side. Final furlong of the Transylvania. Strike the Tiger leads at a length and a half. Nordic Truce is still grinding away, but still second. Guy's Reward to third. Strike the Tiger, Nordic Truce, then Guy's Reward. Strike the Tiger, Nordic Truce. Nordic Truce gets up to take the Transylvania by a half length for Julien Leparoux. Close for second, either Guy's Reward or Strike the Tiger for that runner-up spot.
Nordic Truce, he runs his record to 3 for 3 with a very nice performance here, just getting up to win by a neck over Strike the Tiger, who ran a big race at 10.5 to 1. Guy's Reward completes the order of the top 3 after making a little bit of a middle move into the pace and coming up just a little flat through the stretch. The winner, Nordic Truce, won a maiden race, the Dania Beach, and now heads out of Florida to score his first graded stakes victory. He is a bay son of Yes It's True from Nyramba by Night Shift. Bred in Kentucky by Amerland Volterwung et al. And owned by the Amerland Stud. Trained by Christophe Clement and ridden to victory by Julien Leparoux. Nordic Truce covers the mile in the 16th on the Keeneland turf in 141.31. Saturday's Keeneland Stakes feature the Grade 1 Central Bank Ashland for 3-year-old fillies.
And they're off in the Central Bank Ashland. She Be Wild for the early lead. Evening Jewel right there to her outside. Beautician up close in the opening strides down toward the inside. And then it's Tea Time against the rail in fourth as they head for the first turn. She Be Wild against the rail up to challenge for the lead, but Evening Jewel has the advantage from the outside by just a neck. Protesting, forwardly placed in third, a length and a half off the lead, moving up around the outside of Beautician as they head on to the backstretch. Beautician is against the rail, joined by Negligee to her outside in the fifth spot. It's Tea Time is next, then Apple Charlotte and Upper Line is the trailer, 24 seconds the time for the opening quarter. Evening Jewel is the leader, and Evening Jewel has the advantage 3 parts of a length. Protesting goes second by the same margin. Negligee to her outside, and She Be Wild next down toward the rail, followed by Beautician, who's behind that pair. It's Tea Time is against the rail, 4 lengths off the lead, flanked by Apple Charlotte and Upper Line behind that one still last. 48 1/5 seconds for the opening half mile. Evening Jewel, the leader, into the far turn, 3 parts of a length. Protesting, stalking the pace just off the leader's flank in second. She Be Wild looks toward the inside in third. Negligee has been alongside her since the start. There goes Negligee now, moving up from fourth into third, still 2 lengths off the lead. They're coming to the quarter pole, and Evening Jewel still the leader. Evening Jewel opens up on the lead by 2.5 lengths, turning for home now by 3. She Be Wild giving chase toward the inside, but still second. And now here comes She Be Wild. The champion swings toward the outside. It's Tea Time goes to third. Final furlong at the Central Bank Ashland. Evening Jewel, She Be Wild. It's Tea Time is third back toward the inside. Evening Jewel with the lead. Long shot, it's Tea Time looking for running room. Evening Jewel, it's Tea Time. Evening Jewel hangs on to take it by a head from a fast closing. It's Tea Time. She Be Wild was third. 1 minute 43 2/5 seconds.
Evening Jewel, a little overlooked in the betting was this filly, who was nosed by Blind Luck in the Les Virgenes, second to Crisp in the Santa Isabel, so she'd obviously been running against proven commodities on the West Coast, trying the eastern, I don't want to say East Coast, but Midwestern and eastern side of the country's synthetic surface and finding it very, very fine for her. She got to the front, never looked back, held on by a neck over It's Tea Time with She Be Wild, of course one of last year's dominant 2-year-old fillies, settling for third. I think it's fair to say that some of the other fillies, Negligee and Beautician, who were also prominent last year, came up a little bit short here, but I think that it would indicate, especially after Blind Luck's performance at Oaklawn the day before, that the West Coast-based 3-year-old fillies, from Blind Luck through Crisp and Evening Jewel, perhaps the better part of the division, at least at this time of the year. Evening Jewel obviously proven on the synthetic, Blind Luck on both dirt and synthetic now, as they will probably both renew their rivalry in the running of the Kentucky Oaks the day before the Derby. Evening Jewel scores the victory by a neck. She is a bay daughter of Northern Afleet from Jewel of the Night by Giants Causeway. Bred in California by Betty and Larry Mabey. Owned by the Brawley Family Trust and trained by James Cassidy. Ridden to victory by Kent DeSormo. Evening Jewel covers the mile in the 16th in 143.54. We'll pause for a brief message, and when we return, we've got some great stakes racing action from Southern California. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We'll continue now in Southern California, kicking the very busy day off on Saturday. There were older horses in the Arcadia on the turf.
And away they go. Battle of Hastings broke beautifully from the inside gate, but so did Campari. Two inside horses go on to lead them. Blue Chagall right there, and now H.O. sprinting up on the outside. Fluke in the white colours now pulling his way up to be in the third spot. Swift Winds is right there too, and that'll leave Golden Balls at the back. Only 4 lengths covers them all. Into the turn they go, and Campari now pulls his way to the front, leads it just over a length to H.O. Battle of Hastings scrapes the paint in third, with Fluke in fourth. Blue Chagall in the red cap gives the leader 4 lengths start. Swift Wins back second last, and Golden Balls the trailer. 6 lengths covers them all. Down the backstretch they go, and Campari nice and relaxed out here. Got his ears pricked. He's just taking everything in. He leads at a half a length. H.O. is in second. Battle of Hastings, very comfortable third. Fluke is alongside of that, and Blue Chagall between those two. Golden Ball and Swift Wins the last two, but no more than 3.5 separates the lot. Into the turn they go in the Arcadia now, and it's still Campari the leader. H.O.'s been second throughout. Battle of Hastings waits for room down at the rail. Blue Chagall between them. Fluke in the white cap far side, then Golden Balls and Swift Wins. They are homeward bound now, and Campari goes on for home. Campari the leader. H.O.'s running a big one up alongside. Can Battle of Hastings get out of there at the rail? Battle of Hastings, nowhere to go. Fluke, Golden Balls is running on late. Homeward bound, and Campari, Battle of Hastings going to sneak through down at the rail. Campari, Battle of Hastings, Fluke, Campari will win it. Campari has won it. Fluke second. Battle of Hastings had to settle for third, and Golden Balls was fourth.
Campari scores the win, and yet another great performance from this Calbred, who moved into open company, handled things well, moved into graded stakes company, and won by a half length in fast time over the proven commodity in Fluke with Battle of Hastings, another proven runner completing the top 3. The winner, Campari, is a very solid campaigner on any surface, and certainly a very much regarded Calbred. We'll have to wait and see what happens if they decide to send him outside of California, but thus far he has been quite dominant in his native state. Campari is a bay gelding, a son of Redditor from Southern Charm by Dixieland Band. He was bred in California by Harris Farms, Donald Valpredo and John Nicoletti. Owned by the breeders and trained by Mark Jones, ridden to victory by Garrett Gomez, Campari covers the mile in 134.03. Next up, 3-year-olds in the Grade 1 Santa Anita Derby.
Restless. Ill for these Santa Anita Derbies, sent on their way. Sydney's Candy broke very sharply and goes straight for the lead. Coracotado came out well. Cardiff Giant is right there, looking at Lucky tucking in right behind the leaders. Who's Up is down at the rail. Elfie's Bet has no alternative but to go wide as they all bunch up into the turn. Thomas Baines is taken back to be third last. In behind that comes Posse Power, who's giving them 6 length start. And at the back is Setsuko. They head to the three-quarter pole, and Sydney's Candy just at a sensible pace, not flying at all. Sydney's Candy got himself an easy lead, a length and a quarter in front. In the second spot is Who's Up. On the far side is Skip Shot. Here's Looking at Lucky in the red colours. It joined third, just 2 lengths off the leader. Cara Cortado's losing a bit of ground down at the rail. Alfie's Bet still has to go wide, but is right there in the 5th spot. Then comes Cardiff Giant. Behind that is Thomas Baines, Posse Power behind them. And Setsuko is last with a half mile to go. Setsuko 8 lengths off them. Into the turn they go in the Santa Anita Derby, and Sydney's Candy now kicks on for home. He's leading at a length. Who's Up is pushed along in the second spot. On the far side comes Skip Shot. Now Looking at Lucky down at the rail is going up. It joined second. Oh, Looking at Lucky's in tight, and Looking at Lucky got stopped cold. Looking at Lucky's dropped out. Alfie's Bet is on the outside, and Setsuko is winding up from last. They turn for home, and Sydney's Candy telling them you're going to have to pick up your feet. You want to catch me? It's Sydney's Candy and Joe Talamo in full flight for the wire. Setsuko is running on for second, but it's a one-horse race. That one horse is Sydney's Candy, who will be carrying the hopes of California all the way to the Kentucky Derby. Sydney's Candy and Joe Talamo could not have been more impressive. Setsuko a very game second, Looking at Lucky a trouble third, and Cara Cortado finished fourth.
Sydney's Candy, as is his usual running style, goes to the front and dares them all to catch him, and nobody did. It was 4.5 lengths back to Setsuko, who was able to negotiate a wide trip, but he was clear for much of the running. Settled into second. Looking at Lucky had one of the most ugly trips I've seen in a long time. A horse that does not particularly like to be inside of horses found himself down inside of Who's Up, and because he's not real comfortable in there, I'm guessing Garrett Gomez didn't really force the issue, but unfortunately it allowed a pretty ugly situation to take place when Who's Up really forced his way into the rail, pulling Looking at Lucky back, and Garrett Gomez really had to take up abruptly. In fact, he dropped back from about 4th to about 7th in the field, turning for home. He was still able to re-rally up the rail to finish a decent 3rd. Gomez following the race, getting into a rather heated argument with Mr. Victor Espinoza, the rider of Who's Up, resulting in Gomez paying taking a little bit of trouble from the stewards, as did Victor Espinoza for his rough ride. So it was obviously adjudicated by the stewards, but certainly not the way the Looking at Lucky camp was hoping to head into the Kentucky Derby. Although, from what I understand, everything has been settled between all the parties, and Garrett Gomez will in fact have the mount on Looking at Lucky on the first Saturday in May. The winner, however, Sydney's Candy, I assume will also be there on the first Saturday in May and looking to play Catch Me If You Can with Joe Talamo aboard. He is a chestnut 3-year-old son of Candy Ride from Fair Exchange by Stormcat, bred in Kentucky by Jenny and Sidney Craig, owned by the Sid and Jenny Craig Trust, trained by John Sadler, and ridden to victory by Joe Talamo. Sydney's Candy covers the 9 and 148 flat. Next up, older sprinters in the Potrero Grande.
And away they go. Gatto Go Win begins well. Easy's Gentleman between them. Eaton's Gift from the inside. Eaton's Gift will get the lead, and here comes Ventana in the red between runners. Then we come back to Gallant Sun on the far side, Off Kilter between them, and here's Rush with Thunder making ground at the rail, going all the way up to 4th, and last of all is Sangaree. They go to the half mile, and Eaton's Gift has to be on a loose rein, but does have a narrow advantage. Ventana is racing between horses. Gatta Go Win right there on the far side. Then back to Rush with Thunder, followed by Off Kilter in 5th. Easy's Gentleman is starting to make headway, but going to have to go 4 wide. Gallant Sun is now 5 off the leaders, and 3 more to Sangaree. Coming to the quarter pole now, and Eaton's Gift is under pressure. Ventana is right there. Gatta Go Win. Easy's Gentleman on the far side. Rush with Thunder down at the rail. Behind that, Gallant Sun, Sangaree not getting involved. They come to the top of the lane now. Gatto Go Win, one from the outside. Easy's Gentleman extreme outside. Gallant Sun is starting a late run. Ventana's hanging tough, wide open. Easy's Gentleman, Gatto Go Win. Ventana on the inside. 3 of them in it together. Gatto Go Win. Ventana, Barbara nose, could not split. Ventana, Gatto Go Win, too close. Easy's Gentleman and Gallant Sun.
Ventana scores the victory in the absence of Bob Blackjack, who's been retired, beat him in the San Carlos, and Kinsale King, who headed to Dubai to score the victory last weekend on the undercard of the World Cup. Ventana looks like the leader of the division. He scores by a nose over Gato Go Win, with Easy's Gentleman rallying into third. The winner, Ventana, is a bay colt, a son of Tocket from Full Figure by Polish Numbers. Bred in Kentucky by Joe Mulholland Sr., Joe Mulholland Jr., John Mulholland, and Karen Mulholland. Owned by Carl Watson, Michael Pegram, and Paul Whiteman, trained by Bob Baffert, and ridden to victory by Garrett Gomez, Ventana covers the 6.5 in 115.03. We'll continue now with California Stakes racing action, 3-year-old fillies in the Providencia.
Sent on their way. They all came out very smoothly. And Terry's World from the inside gate, but they're all lining up on the lead. Here's Camille C in the blue cap now going to take over. Warren Skater goes through on the inside, and Dina is right there, and Pulpit Magic, black cap on the outside. They followed by Warren's Jitterbug. Inside of that, Cozy Rosie, then back to City to City. Hot Citizen has taken back second last, and in the slips, the trailer, 7 lengths would cover the lot. Into the turn they go, and Camille C sets a decent pace, leads it by a length. Pulpit Magic tracks from the second spot, and Warren Skater is tucked in third, and Dina between horses. Warren's Jitterbug has the white cap on the far side. They are followed by Cozy Rosie, who's now 5 off the leader. Then it's City to City. We come back to Antares World, drop back third last. On her outside is Hot Citizen, and in the slips is a very comfortable last, moving comfortably, and a good 8 off the lead though. They run to the half mile in the Providencia, and Camille C goes on with it. Pulpit Magic is right there in the second spot, being followed by Warren Skater. Warren's Jitterbug is in fourth, and it's Andina. We come back to Cozy Rosie. City to City is 6 off the leaders. On the far side comes Hot Citizen. In the slips now is going to start to come with her run down at the rail, and Terry's World is last. They come to the top of the lane, and Camille C goes on. Camille C finds more on the lead. Warren Skater on the inside. Warren's Jitterbug, and Dina is right there. On the extreme outside, City to City. In the slips is unwinding a late run. They come for home, and City to City now strikes the front. City to City, a powerful run from Andina along the inside. In the slips, finishing strongly, but it's going to be City to City to win it, and City to City has won the Providencia. Andina's second. In the slips, had to settle for third. Close for fourth, Camille C and Warren Skater.
City to City scores the victory. A nice effort by this horse who won the China Doll on the turf last time out. She runs a record to 5 for 11 for her career, and a very nice effort in graded stakes company by this daughter of City Zip to win by a half over Andina, with the favored 5-2 choice in the slips, rallying from well back to finish third. City to City is a chestnut daughter of City Zip from Stormbow by Stormcat, who had a tremendous weekend as a broodmare sire. City to City was bred in Kentucky by Dr. D. Michael K.V. Jr., owned by William DeBerg, Jerry Hollendorfer, and Mark D. Domenico, trained by Jerry Hollendorfer, and ridden to victory by Joel Rosario. City to City covers the 9 in 147.16. One stakes race to bring to you from Easter Sunday, that the Los Flores for fillies and mares sprinting at Santa Anita.
Flores. No. Away they go to a good beginning. Hallelujah Trail goes straight to the front. On the outside of that, Miss McCall is right there with them. On the far side, we have Free Flying Soul. They are followed by She's Cheeky in the pink colours fourth. Then it is Alpha Kit in the grey, 4 lengths off the leaders, back to Mona de Mama. And last of all is Gilded Gem, gives them 8-length start. They go to the half mile, and Hallelujah Trail down at the rail. Miss McCall keeps the pressure on. Those two fly. They've opened up almost 4. Free Flying Soul is in the third spot. Alpha Kitten is fourth. Then She's Cheeky. Mona de Mama is now 7 off those leaders, and it's another 3 back to Gilded Gem. Past the 3/8 they go. Hallelujah Trail at the rail. Miss McCall continues to breathe down her neck in second. 3 back to Free Flying Soul. Alpha Kitten coming after them on the outside. Then Mona de Mama. She's Cheeky's having to be ridden along. And now Gilded Gem is winding up from last. Gilded Gem is coming fast. Green cap on the inside. Going to have to find a place to run. They come for home. Hallelujah Trail is in there. Miss McCall up alongside of that comes Alpha Kitten. Mona de Mama. Free Flying Soul. Any one of 5 can win it. Free
Mona de Mama scoring the victory in a bit of an upset at 10-1. Picking up the win off of a fourth-place finish behind a very good filly named Quiziana in Allowance Company last time out. In fact, Free Flying Soul had finished in front of her in that race and finished a solid second here. Alpha Kitten, the favorite at a tick under 5-2, settling for the third spot. The winner, Mona de Mama, is a bay filly, a daughter of Speightstown from Society Gal by linkage, bred in Kentucky by Kim Nardelli, Rodney Nardelli, R.C. Durr, and Dr. Michael Spirito. Owned by Michael Talla and trained by John Sadler. Ridden to victory by Joel Rosario, Mona de Mama covers the 6.5 furlongs in 114.50. We'll pause now for one more brief message, and when we return, we'll head home to New York in Aqueduct's big Wood Memorial Cardiff Stakes. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We'll continue now at the Big A on Saturday, Wood Memorial Day. It would appear that the only cold place on the entire eastern seaboard was right there at Aqueduct, and it was quite chilly. But the great racing took place. It was a fun day of racing, and we had 4 stakes starting out with the Grade 3 Bayshore for 3-year-old sprinters.
And they're off. An uneventful start for 85 and a 50, and indeed he's in front already. 85 and a 50, and he's taking a look at the infield here, saying what's going on there. In the meantime, the others go by him. There's Hurricane Ike, who's now up to get the lead, and a re-engaged 85 and a 50 comes back. He's got a pretty quirky way of going. In front now by length is 85 and a 50. Hurricane Ike is now second on the outside. Rainix Jet down toward the rail is third. Noah's Dream is in between horses and fourth. Then Remand is fifth. El Rocco sixth on the outside. Far more focused now is 85 and a 50, who takes the field into the far turn. Now stretching that lead now to a length and 3/4. El Rocco's being pulled up in the meantime. Hurricane Ike is now second. So 85 and a 50 sails through an opening half mile in 45 seconds flat. Leads by a length and a half. Hurricane Ike and Calvin Burrell are poised in second as the field turns for home. Off the turn into the stretch. 85 and a 50 is now cut loose by Ramon Dominguez and leads by a length and a half. Hurricane Ike is full out running in second, and Remand is now third on the outside in the final furlong. A tap or two for 85 and a 50. Still holding on. Clear lead over Hurricane Ike. 85 and a 50 will do it here. A little peculiar in the first quarter mile, but he was straight as a string in the stretch and got clocked going 7 furlongs in 121 and 4. Hurricane Ike finishing second. Remand was third.
$85 and a 50. Nice to see him back to his winning ways after a mess in the Whirlaway. They decided they were going to try him going 2 turns. He bolted on the first turn. Fortunately, didn't injure himself very seriously, as he most certainly could. He had an equipment problem. Still a little bit looky, even though he did, in fact, have that run-out blinker on the outside. Ramon Dominguez kept his head turned to the inside. He wasn't going to let him get out, and he didn't. Ramon Dominguez scores the victory in a very nice fashion on 85 and a 50 in a rider change. And at this point, it seems like an awful lot of trainers trying to get Ramon on their horse horses as he has finally seemed to have broken into the elite level. Hurricane Ike runs a good race in from Santa Anita, making his dirt debut. Gulfstream Shipper Remand at 10-1 rounds out the top three after having had a little bit of trouble at the start. The winner, 85 and a 50, is a 3-year-old bay colt, a son of Forest Camp from Life in the Fast Lane by Unbridled Song. Bred in Kentucky by A. Lakin and Sons and James Kintz, owned by Lerner, Morano, Team Stallion Racing, Cohen and Contessa et al., trained by Gary Contessa, ridden to victory by Ramon Dominguez, 85 and a 50, covers the 7 at 121.89. We'll continue from Aqueduct now. Next up, older horses in the Grade 3 Excelsior.
And they're off. Seniors Pride racing for the early lead. Nightlight under a hustling ride there by Johnny Velasquez to get position early on. Goldsville has come out third on the outside. Then Stargleam over at the rail, More Than a Reason, as they round the clubhouse turn. So Seniors Pride settles into the lead. Not to challenge will be Goldsville, who's going to sit back in second. Nightlight rides the rails round the first turn while third. More Than a Reason is fourth and Stargleam is fifth, behind an opening quarter that went in 24 1/5 seconds. So they straighten away for the run down the backstretch. Seniors Pride now lets it out a notch, leads by a length and a half. Goldsville continues on second on the outside. Johnny Velasquez keeping Nightlight right up there close to the lead down inside. And they're followed by More Than a Reason and Stargleam. Midway down the backstretch run, the half mile goes in 49 1/5 seconds, and Seniors Pride leads at the half mile pole. Goldsville continues on in second. Nightlight still third toward the inside. The positions have been unchanged, like carousel horses going around there, unchanged with just 3 furlongs to go. Seniors Pride, Goldsville still second. Now a move coming on the outside. More Than a Reason makes a move into third. Nightlight just in behind the lead, and 3 lengths from the lead as the field turns for home. Seniors Pride, here's Goldsville to take the lead. Goldsville, but Seniors Pride still with something left down toward the inside. On the outside, More Than a Reason fully extended. In the final furlong now, Goldsville. Goldsville is in front, fighting on, coming down to the line. Seniors Pride at the rail and More Than a Reason at the finish. It's Goldsville, and Nightlight came on belatedly at the end to photo with Seniors Pride and More Than a Reason for the runner-up spot.
Goldsville, a nice effort by this horse who had been sent out to California for most of his season last year and didn't really seem to take that well to the synthetic. Back on traditional dirt, he is a recent allowance winner and now a Grade 3 winner for his new trainer Michael Hushin, for whom he's now 2 for 2. Sits just off the early pace. In fact, kind of pressing the pace a little bit in the early going with Seniors Pride leading early. He scores the victory by 3/4 over Nightlight, with Seniors Pride completing the top 3. The winner, Goldsville, a 5-year-old bay son of Successful Appeal from House Dior by Housebuster, bred in Florida by Fred Pace, owned by Mark Farrell and trained by Mike Hushin, ridden to victory by Ramon Dominguez. Despite the pedigree that says sprint, this guy seems to have plenty of route running ability, covers the 9 furlongs in 151.43. Next up, the Grade 1 Wood Memorial for 3-year-olds.
2-5 for Escandrea, and they're off. And Most Happy Fella racing for the lead. Escandrea's come out running second, and on the outside, Jackson Ben will be third into the clubhouse turn. Over to the inside, Schoolyard Dreams, followed on the outside by Carnivore, and Awesome Act is the early trailer here. Awesome Act is covered up in behind horses as they make their way around the clubhouse turn here at the Big A. So it's Most Happy Fella, the leader. Jackson Bend, a length and a half ahead of Escandrea, who's been guided just off the rail for clear running down the backstretch. The pace, as anticipated, fairly slow to develop, a moderate first quarter of 24 1/5 seconds. Long shot, Most Happy Fella. Jackson Bend right alongside. And Escandrea puts his head down, settles into that determined stride of his. He's in the clear and starting to advance now, 5 furlongs out. Then on the far outside, it's Carnivore. Awesome Act, as is the European custom, is still drafting in behind horses, covered up. And Julian Leperoux's got a handful of him at the half-mile pole. Schoolyard Dreams down on the rail. Tight pack rounding the far turn. Soft half-mile, 49-1. Around the far turn, Most Happy Fella narrowly. Escandre is there on the outside. Jackson Bend. Awesome Act is still under a stranglehold by Julian Leperoux. Still covered up as they move toward the top of the stretch. And Schoolyard Dreams toward the inside. And they turn for home. And here's Escandrea to take the lead. Escandrea has taken the lead at the top of the stretch. And now Awesome Act is switched out to Daylight. 1 furlong to go. Escandrea, Johnny Velasquez is looking around for the competition. There is absolutely none. Escandrea will win it. Oh, from here to Egypt. He won by almost 9 lengths. Jackson Bend was second. Awesome Act was third. And so Escandrea will lead an army of 3-year-olds trained by Todd Pletcher as they march into Louisville.
Escandrea, very impressive performance by this colt, who actually had been pretty much in the forefront and a little bit aggressive in his earlier races. John Velasquez opting to settle him in a little bit behind the pace set by Most Happy Fella, the long shot in the field at almost 70-1. A nice decision, a smart move as Jackson Bend took the stalker's role. Escandrea a little bit tucked in and getting a perfect trip. When John Velasquez encouraged him to come out 3 wide on the turn, he certainly did so with ease and scored running away from the field by nearly 10 lengths, throttled down. Jackson Bend fighting it out and a very solid second, a hard fighting effort to finish second over Awesome Act, who had a little bit of a strange trip. It was announced after the race that he did in fact throw a shoe coming out of the starting gate, so obviously he was at a bit of a disadvantage right from there. Heading into the far turn, it appeared that Julian had a handful of horse with Awesome Act, but he kind of kept them back. Unfortunately, by the time he asked him, Escandrea had just blown the race right open with a big bolting move from the top of the stretch, so there was really no shot for him. I thought he would probably get second, but Jackson Bend rallied and completed the exacta. So a nice effort by both these top 2 horses, but Jackson Bend has now been beaten by 13 and nearly 10 lengths by Escandrea. It looks like all 3 of them will probably progress on to the Kentucky Derby, and as we know, anything can happen. We saw it last year with a 50-1 winner in the Kentucky Derby, so I think it's fair to say that pretty much anybody who can go will, and it does appear that Jackson Bend and Awesome Act will both continue on to Louisville. The probable Derby favorite, Escandrea, is a 3-year-old chestnut son of Giants Causeway from Aldebaran Light by Seattle Slew. Bred in Kentucky by Sanford Robertson and owned by Zayat Stable, trained by Todd Pletcher, ridden to victory by John Velasquez. Escandrea covers the 9 furlongs and 149.97. Next up, older horses going 7 furlongs in the Grade 1 Carter Handicap.
And they're off. Munnings away well on the outside. Digger is there. And between those two is Elusive Warning and Musket Man. Up comes Driven by Success as the field moves up the backstretch run. So it's Digger with a narrow lead here. Driven by Success is there on the outside. Elusive Warning now moves into second. On the outside, Driven by Success is now third. Musket Man, fourth toward the rail. And Munnings is now fifth, about 4.5 lengths from the lead. And now moving up on the outside goes Munnings as they reach the half-mile pole. The trailer is Warrior's Reward, a 22 4/4. So it's Digger, narrowly, Elusive Warning turning up the pressure. Munnings going to come from the far outside now. And Driven by Success is in between horses. Down on the fence, it's Musket Man as the field makes their way toward the quarter pole. They got a half in 45 and 4/5 seconds. And Digger down inside. Elusive Warning is second. Munnings doing his best. He's still third. And Musket Man will try to come on through. And here's Warrior's Reward by them all from the far outside. Warrior's Reward and Musket Man. Those two down to the line. Musket Man game. Warrior's Reward. Here's the wire. Too close to call. Their heads were bobbing up and down on the line. Musket Man or Warrior's Reward.
Warriors Reward. Good to see this guy score this Grade 1 victory. He's kind of vindicated his trainer Ian Wilkes' real support of him. He was a horse that early in his career actually broke his maiden first asking and never quite was able to get up and get the victory in graded stakes. Company was second in the Jim Dandy, a little disappointing in the Travers as a little bit of a wise guy horse, but nice to see him get the victory. He's bred to be a rooter, but it seems to me that middle distances, 7 to a mile, might actually be where he finds his home as he makes a nice rally from off the pace to engage Musket Man outside of that rival. And the outside parts of the racetrack seemed like they might have been a little bit better on Saturday, which might have put Musket Man at a bit of a disadvantage. And Musket Man did have a little bit of traffic trouble in the process of getting to where he was, but certainly a very nice effort by both of these horses, finishing only noses apart after 7 furlongs. The winner, Warriors Reward, is a 4-year-old bay son of Medaglia d'Oro from For All You Do by Seeking the Gold, bred in Kentucky by JFB Stables, owned by A. Stevens Miles Jr. and trained by Ian Wilkes, ridden to victory by Julian Leperoux. Warriors Reward covers the 7 in 121.62. That'll wrap up a busy edition of Horses and Courses. Thanks for joining us. We hope you'll be able to join us once again next week as we take a look at stakes racing action from around the country. Until then, I'm Jean Wood. Have a great week at the races.